Let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Yeah. Happy Thursday to you. Welcome inside the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. A little rainy outside today, but that's all right because the NCAA tournament starts today, and I'm so happy. Basketball, my favorite, I don't want to call this like event because it's more like a month, but my favorite 3 weeks in sports is here, and hopefully you got your bracket filled out with the My Perfect Payoff challenge going on. Go to woodwardsports.com. But good morning to you. My name is Stick. To my right,
yo, what's the word? It's Corey.
And to my left,
Joey. Hello.
we got Alex on producer cam and Fish handling the audio today. And you guys, let's get right into it. I mean, the biggest thing happening today, Michigan State versus UCLA.
Can we run through all of these times real quick of these games? It's really weird. Could somebody explain to me, why is there a 5:10 start, 6:27 start, 8:40 start, and then Michigan State UCLA at 9:57?
Those tournament times always throw me off. Like, just be normal. Give us a 9:30. Give us a
10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, 9:45. These little, we're going to start the game at 9:17 on the dot. What the hell is that?
Well, 9:57 p.m. is when tip-off is going to be tonight for Michigan State versus UCLA. Michigan State favored in this game by a point and a half, depends on where you're looking. We suggest you go to mybookie.com to look at that. So I guess, pretty simple. Who you guys got tonight?
Oh, I'll definitely have Michigan State winning tonight's game. Just off of what they've done so far this year. UCLA, they've only beat one of their ranked opponents all season. They're coming into this game on a 4-game losing streak. Right now, Michigan State is peaking at the right time. They've beat 3 ranked opponents, 2, 4, and 7 over the past couple of weeks. I see no reason why Michigan State should drop this play-in game to UCLA. And once they get past UCLA, I really think they have a smooth sailing at least into the Sweet 16.
My fear with this team, though, is that they only play super well against amazing teams. And that's what we've kind of seen, because a lot of these losses that they've tallied up during the season have been against not the best teams. But when they play the top 5 teams in the country, all of a sudden they start balling out. So I just hope that they come out today with that same energy that they have against those big teams like Michigan and all the other teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask. Do you think that this is a big game to them? Because now that they're in the tournament, it's one and done. So every game is the biggest game of the season. And do you think Michigan State's going to come in like they did against Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan? Or do you think it's going to be like Maryland where they just got trounced?
I don't think this is like Maryland when they get trounced. I think that Izzo has, over these past couple of days, he's gotten the team ready with their adjustments. UCLA has not played anybody of significance, and like I said, the ranked opponents they played, they've lost against them. Michigan State knows what time it is. Izzo knows what time it is. This is supposed to be his month. This is supposed to be January, February Izzo. So if Izzo comes out and his team lays an egg in this play-in game, then I'm going back to January, February overrated.
Are you? If they lose this game,
if they lose this play-in game,
I'm
rolling it back. January, February, overrated.
So 23 years in the tournament, and if they lose to UCLA on a play-in game,
I'm gonna be the mad hater today. I don't care.
You got to stand with that though, Corey, because Terry Foster always said you don't stand to your points.
I'm rolling it back. If they drop this play-in game, I'm going back to overrated, because there is no reason they should lose to UCLA. There's no reason.
I think Adam thinks UCLA is going to beat their ass this game in our conversation.
Adam's crazy. They lost their last 4 games. They haven't played anybody. At least Michigan State, with the teams that they've lost to, they're playing in a better conference than UCLA has played in. So at least you can justify some of the losses they've had in the Big Ten.
Right.
Who the hell has UCLA play lately? And they've lost those games.
They've lost their last 4 games, like you talked about. To me, the key players for this game, obviously, for Michigan State, you got Aaron Henry and Rocket Watts. And I love this stat about Rocket Watts. They're 7-0 when Rocket scores in double figures.
But how many times is that? That's only 7 times in the season. So that's kind of scary, because he was supposed to be a player like a Jeremy Grant, to where consistency, always comes out, always balls, and leads the team. But now we're kind of more so relying on Aaron Henry. And if Rocket plays well, then they'll win the game. But you can't have that. Right. 7 games in an entire season.
No, but you love to. To me, those stats are always so fun because now you could just like go to put a prop bet on Rocket Watts. Like, all right, if he scores double digits, this team's gonna win. And 7-0. When I heard that, I was like, man, they really do need Rocket Watts to step up in big games and almost every game if that's gonna be the results.
Most definitely. And do I think Rocket Watts hits double digits tonight? You know what? I'm gonna give it to him. I really believe that he's going to step up tonight. I don't know what he's going to have, but I know he's going to go ahead and continue that streak and make it 8-0. I just don't believe in UCLA at all.
Yeah, another thing that tells you about UCLA is they have lost the last 4 games in which they've been leading at halftime.
Oh, that's just...
So not only are they not getting many leads, they're not holding on to leads when they have them. So hopefully Michigan State can take advantage of that and really just pound the glass. Like, this is a game where Michigan State needs to be physical.
So the Spartans are playing the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah, UCLA can't hold on to their lead.
What's crazy is looking into Rocket Watts' stats, and you mentioned that 7-0 when he's in double-digit scoring. I'm looking right now. The only games that he's actually played well against are the amazing teams. He dropped 21 points against second-ranked Michigan. He dropped 15 points against number 5-ranked Illinois. And then all of these other games against horrible teams where he's getting 20-plus, if not 30 minutes a game, he's getting 3, 4, 5, 6 points. 6 points in college basketball, that's garbage. I could do that coming off of the bench.
Well, I mean, like we said, as Rocket goes, Michigan State goes. So, like you were saying, State always seems to elevate their game. Well, it seems like Rocket always elevates his game, which elevates the rest of the team. So, if you're looking for a player to key on for Michigan State, it's clearly Rocket Watts, and we're going to see how Tom Izzo implements him tonight. Breaking down some of the stats for each team, Michigan State averages 69 points a game, UCLA 72 points a game. Field goal percentages, pretty close, 42.4% field goal percentage for Michigan State, 46.2% for UCLA, and then three-point percentage, UCLA can shoot that three-point rock, man, 36.7% from three-point land and 32% for Michigan State from 3. So if UCLA does have a chance in this game, it's going to be from the three-point line.
I don't think Izzo's going to let those guys get that three-point barrage going off. If one thing Izzo's teams are known for is they're great. They have great team defense.
Yeah.
So I don't see that three-point barrage happening. But if it does, they'll be heading home early. But I just don't see it. I would have to really see them lose this game for me to actually believe it.
So what do you guys think about the over-under on this game? Do you think it's going to be, 135.5 is the over-under, and that's obviously 68 points per team. Do you think they're going to hit it?
I think it's going to be slightly under.
Slightly under?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit over because I think Rocket's going to come out to play, and then I think UCLA at the other end is going to be hitting them threes. So points are going to tally up. But, I mean, you mentioned both averages, 69 and 72. That's going to be a little bit over.
Yeah, no,
so that's right spot on. I mean, Vegas did this one right spot on. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, Vegas does a good job with this. And like I said, you can go to mybookie.com today, enter promo code Woodward, and we will match your first deposit up to 50%. And if you want to bet on any of these games, this is where the fun begins, man. Buzzer beaters are going to happen. Big moments are going to happen. So why not make those moments a little bit bigger when you throw down with MyBookie? And like I said, just go to mybookie.com right now, enter promo code Woodward, and get yourself some extra cash before the tournament. Tournament time is here, and I'm so happy for it. So final predictions. You guys all think Michigan State on this panel?
Oh, most definitely. I think Michigan State, I'm going to give them, I don't know the exact score, but I think they're going to win by like 6 points.
Okay. Joey?
I'm going to go under. I'm going to go like 2 points.
2 points?
Yep, it's going to go down to the wire.
That's the spread that MyBookie has is 2 points. So you think Michigan State's going to win by 2 points?
Yep.
All right. I also think Michigan State's going to win. I don't think it's going to be close. Like you said, UCLA really hasn't had the schedule that Michigan State has. They don't have the resume that Michigan State has. And I keep going back to the fact that Michigan State has, 3 or 4 wins against top 5 teams, and no other team in the country has more than 1. That says a lot.
And again, if Izzo is, we just got to go back to this. If Tom Izzo is the coach that everybody says he is, the coach that everybody believes him to be. Michigan State, first off, they shouldn't be in the play-in game based off of his resume, but that's neither here nor there. They're in the play-in game. They should not lose this game. It's no shame if they lost in one of the earlier rounds of the actual tournament, but a play-in game, Izzo has to bring this home.
Yep. Yeah, it is time, Tom Izzo, and we will see tonight. Hate that it's a late tip, but you know what? What are you going to do? You got to stay up and watch this game. Michigan State taking on UCLA. And last night, Matthew Stafford released a video kind of thanking the city of Detroit. We're going to watch that coming up next because it's been trending on Twitter all night long. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back talking about Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff on the Woodward Sports Network.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. And so Matthew Stafford, yesterday was the day the trade officially went through because it was the NFL New Year. And Stafford, we've been waiting to hear from him. We've heard from Kelly. We didn't really hear a statement from Matthew. And he put out this video, 9 minutes long. It's a little long. But I think after this, we can move on from Matthew Stafford.
No. There's another tribute coming out next week, actually.
Oh, yeah?
There's another tribute. This is never ending, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the longest goodbye in professional sports history.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I hope that Matthew Stafford goes to L.A. and has great health. Hope he doesn't win a thing, but I hope he has great health.
Right,
but
of course.
Look, when I break up with a girlfriend, I block her number, I delete her from my social media, I move the hell on. After we play this video, let's move the hell on from him.
Yeah.
This is like tugging at the heartstrings a little bit too much. Hey, go on ahead. You want to go ahead and go get your new chick, you got her, bye.
Right, yeah. I mean, you're the one who didn't want to be here, so, we made it work, but let's give him his time. Let's watch this video, and, we could commentate on it, and, we could pause it wherever, because there are some interesting moments in this video. But like I said, it was trending on Twitter all last night. It's the biggest thing that came out yesterday for Detroit sports. So we got to talk about it. Let's do it. Let's run it by him. Let's see what Matthew Stafford had to say about his 12 years here in Detroit. Aw.
I've been thinking a lot about how it all started.
Stafford rolls to his right on the run. Great job.
A long-haired Texas kid from the University of Georgia.
Stafford gets to go for it all right here. He throws to the end zone.
It is. It's not like I'm still
also
playing.
Going to go to the NFL and see what that has for me. It's been a lifelong dream for me.
With the first pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Matthew Stafford.
This city welcomed me with open arms. I'm talking about Detroit. It's special here. Anybody who gets to experience Motown knows what I'm talking about.
It's true.
The history, the attitude, the people. Detroit stands alone. I'm proud to say this is where I started my NFL career. G'day, mate. I guess you could say it's where I grew up. In a time when this city had its back against the ropes, you knew it would swing back.
This one's for my teammates in the city of Detroit that's on a comeback of his own.
It's where I started my family, where I became a husband and a father. This city will always be a part of me. Now, as I navigate this next step in my football journey, it's time to say thank you, Detroit.
I mean, this is
the Lions fans hearing this, there is no me without you.
Music to you.
You've been with me through all the touchdowns.
To the Stafford Foundation in LA.
Oh my goodness.
The good times.
After all of the heartache, after all of the frustration, after 0-16, the Lions are back This team has earned it. You fans have earned it. Put your fist in the air. The Lions are going to the playoffs for the first time since 1999.
Damn.
All
that
the
was
big
such
moments.
a great feeling, followed by such an awful feeling. Like, we did it. And a swift kick in the nuts.
Inside the 25. Looks right. Throws. One Calvin. Got it. Inside the 5. Into the end zone.
Calvin was such a beast.
Inside the 1.
Especially right now.
Here's a fake spike.
Joy Bell on this play, too.
Son! He dives in for the touchdown. Did he get it? Yes, sir, he did. Touchdown.
Look at Joy right here running in on him.
Yeah, you love that when you can fake spike it and score a touchdown. Reggie Bush.
And the Lions have taken the lead with 12 seconds to go.
And you kept cheering through the tougher times. Through some of my lowest points when it was difficult to get back up.
That's probably his biggest highlight of all time.
I got some opinions after this.
Joe is real. This.
I can throw the ball, sir.
I think Stafford will come back in the game, up under center. Last play of the game, takes the snap, rolls, throws, end zone. Touchdown,
Pettigrew. Good God.
Just showed some real grit.
Every injury I fought through.
Stafford's hurt.
I mean, that is one thing you got to say about Stafford, is tough as nails.
Yeah.
Go play.
Every fourth quarter comeback.
Matthews got it, throwing. It is caught. Inside the 5. Touchdown.
Anquan Bolden.
Yep, Anquan Bolden.
27-3. The Lions have come all the way back. Stafford empty out of the gun. He's got it. Pumps one, steps up, looks, throws, end zone. Carr. Touchdown.
Hawkinson over the middle. That was this year, man. I was going nuts at my house.
Matthews got it back, sets, looks, throws. He's got Golden Tate who makes the catch inside the 50.
I miss Golden Tate so much,
Oh,
dude.
the Yak King,
He's
man.
in the end zone. Pack the bags. Start the plane. This game is
Seriously,
over.
is there
I want you
anybody
to know how much I
Dan
care.
Miller on those moments?
No.
How much I'll always care.
Back, looks, backing up, looking
No,
for
Dan
somewhere to
Miller
go.
is a
Stafford's
saint.
gonna tuck it to run. Stafford at the 5, 3, end zone.
Oh my God! I wonder what Dan Miller would sound like on a playoff victory.
Gotta send him some.
He would pass out.
You literally gotta send him a bottle. He deserves it.
He does, man.
There's so many who have helped me along the way. All of my incredible teammates.
Watch this part right here with the coaches.
TJ Lang, Dominic Raiola, Logan Quinn,
Man, I love you, bro. That was fun, man.
Marvin Jones.
Marvin.
All of my coaches.
Sling that. Sling it. This group was forged with adversity, and that adversity is going to make this win that much sweeter.
Guys who showed me the ropes. Always had my back.
Hey, big fella, it's on you guys now, right? Fourth quarter's where you dominate. Gotta dominate, big boys.
And helped mold me into the person I am today.
Probably never more of an off season and really of a
I love how he
day-to-day
didn't include
than
Patricia in the
I've been more
coaches.
proud.
I could go
Just
on and
never
on
happened.
about each of the
I
football
love
memories
how
I've made
Jim
here.
Caldwell was first in the coaches.
That's right.
This is the best.
But the connection I share with the people of Detroit will forever mean just as much. From the day I became a Lion, giving back was a priority for our family. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to help people.
Gotta have your education. You know, if you have good habits as a younger student, those habits are going to continue.
One thing
in
we
middle
can't
school
knock on him is
and
right
high
here,
school
for
and
sure.
college.
To meet people.
Yeah, I mean, that's where he really excelled.
Yeah.
Nice job, good defense.
He was.
Kelly and I have
definitely,
loved every minute of getting to know this city.
as charitable as they come.
I mean, we saw it here with Stuff a Studio. They brought
Provide a
so
light
much
during dark
stuff.
times to those who need it most.
Well, Mott said it was their biggest donation ever.
Yep.
Ever.
What I didn't anticipate was how much you all would give to me. I'm not someone who seeks the spotlight. You guys know that. I like to blend in.
God, I just hate this music.
But the minute our family experienced the unthinkable, you made sure we weren't alone.
That's wild, man. That whole thing was wild.
For that,
yeah,
I will be forever grateful. It's why this has been an honor for me to be the quarterback of this city. I would often be asked through all my injuries, why don't you just shut it down?
I'm the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, and it was Sunday,
and I got a bunch of teammates out there that work their ass off, and feel like I owe it to those guys, I owe it to the game, I owe it to this organization, everybody, if I'm good enough to play.
But for real, I definitely feel like this is like an end of a career video, not like I'm ready to get going and start with my new team.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, as a Rams fan watching this, how do you feel?
Right. Like,
That's not what the city is.
that's the thing. Like you talked about, like you don't want to hear from your ex. Now imagine if your ex made like a fucking mixtape for her old team.
Every game,
Her with Corey, every single memory.
every snap.
Like baby, we just sit down and listen to this. This meant a lot to me.
You got to put it on the line.
January
I'm
17th
gonna
when
leave it all
Corey
out of
took me to Ernie's.
How about that quarterback? Not 100%. Playing just on guts and want
No,
to.
but seriously,
That's what I'm saying,
imagine,
thank you.
like you said, imagine
Not
making your
goodbye.
ex this farewell mixtape and then you go to your new chick. Oh, see,
I'll always have a connection to this place.
Right.
The connection beyond all the records.
God, I can't wait till fans can be back in Ford Field.
Stafford becomes the all-time leader on the team's touchdown passing list.
The milestones, stats.
For Matthew Stafford, 8 come from behind victories in the fourth quarter this season. That is the fastest any
That also means
quarterback
we were
in pro
trailing
football
going into the
history
fourth
has
quarter
crossed
at least 8
40,000
times.
yards.
To me, creating a legacy is much bigger than that. It's about making an impact on the lives of others. Being your strongest self through times of adversity.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
And always letting
play
people
this
know
dude
that
this
no matter
season
what
too?
happens, you stand for something real.
We do gotta say, this is an unreal edit, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it took so long to come out, because everybody's like,
That's
we haven't
me.
heard from Stafford.
Yeah.
That's his city.
Just off of personal experience of editing videos, doing this is not easy.
Thank you for everything, Detroit.
All the footage, too.
Yeah.
Sincerely, number 9.
Hard.
I like to walk in and walk out on the videos.
So that was Matthew Stafford's goodbye video to Detroit. Like I said, it kind of felt more like a I'm retiring video and I'm riding off into the sunset video. Fish, what do you got to say about this, man?
He's getting his number retired for the Lions, correct?
You think so?
What
Yeah.
what do
I
you
would
guys
say-
think?
I would say 100%.
100%?
I mean, after that
Yeah.
video, probably I didn't.
They haven't done this for anybody. They never will do this for anyone
Yeah,
in a long
but
time.
the Lions
probably.
didn't do this. He did it for himself, but the Lions just kind of retweeted it.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
the
this
Lions,
is a project with
Lions
the
put
team.
it out. Well, him and the, from what I'm looking at, assuming that him and the Lions kind of like worked
Collab.
together, collab together on it, and they went ahead and released it because their PR released the video first, and then because he currently Stafford doesn't have social media.
No, he's
So
not.
yeah, so their PR released it. But I mean, first off, their editing team edited this. The edit is phenomenal, but. I mean, and then also it's cool. He's number 9. It was a 9-minute video.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome, but it takes 9 seconds to break up with your girlfriend. It don't take 9 minutes.
I mean, that's going to be the interesting thing. Like, if I'm on the Rams and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, it's like, man, this guy really loves his last team. I hope he likes it here. What's up, Fish?
So you guys say he's not getting his jersey retired? Is that?
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
hearing?
I would assume he will get his jersey retired. I mean, like, he's the greatest Lions quarterback of all time, period.
He's going to – I believe Stafford's going to get his jersey retired, but I don't think it's going to be one of those things like no matter when like, okay, he's going to get his jersey retired, but I don't think it's one of those things when his career ends, it immediately happens. Maybe like 5 or so years probably after he retires, or, we all had the Hall of Fame conversation, somewhere before – that would be well down the line if it happens, but it would be before that. So
Right.
I'm saying maybe within the 5 to 10 year range of him retiring.
Yeah, he'll get his jersey retired. It's going to happen.
It has to.
He's gonna go up there with I can't remember. Everybody has their jersey retired. No, Barry has his.
It's that hard, Corey.
Yeah, there's 3 people, Corey.
But let's talk about the good real quick, because the way that video started out, I mean, like the whole personal side of it, there's nobody that can say a single thing about Stafford. I mean, he did definitely leave it all on the field.
Yep.
You cannot deny it. But, I mean, in the beginning, they started talking about he started his family, became a husband, a father. Amazing. The shade against Coach Patricia on there. Absolutely amazing, because they're out there thanking Caldwell, they're thanking Shorts, thanking Linehan, I think we saw on there. But no Patricia, and the Lions to even put this video out themselves without their most recent head coach. That's amazing.
Well, here's the thing. If Patricia and Quinn actually worked, Stafford would still probably be here. But because it was such an epic and utter disaster, it was just like, all right, this dude cannot sit through another rebuild. The Lions cannot go through another rebuild with him. It's just best for both parties to go ahead and move on without there being any bad blood. They had bad blood when Barry Sanders left. You can also say part of it is when a guy faxes in his retirement.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
It's a little bit of here.
It's a little bit here. Calvin Johnson, it was bad blood over him having to pay back that $1.5 million of the signing bonus, which I think was utterly ridiculous. And then here we go with Stafford. At least they've all kind of decided we're going to go ahead and end this relationship on a high note.
Yeah. Well, and then you got the flip side of the coin. The new guy coming to town, Jared Goff. The Rams send him off with not quite a 9-minute video, but let's watch what they did for Jared Goff.
16-minute video?
Yeah, that's what he wears, number 16,
gosh.
so it's got to be a 16-minute. No, they gave him 2 whole minutes. And this is what we saw. And he took a team to a Super Bowl, and he gets 2 minutes.
If they use sad music, I'm crashing.
With the first pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Goff.
Eddie Cunningham in for third down.
That's funny. That's the green screen.
That's sweet. The end zone, save on Austin. Brings in Jared Goff.
Is that for Madden?
Professional touchdown throw.
No, just for like pre-roll.
Every day
before
in practice,
games.
I need to be better, and every day on Sundays, I need to be better. And promise everyone out there, all of Rams fans, I'm going to do everything I can, everything in me to make that happen and to get this thing fixed.
His own end zone. He winds up and deals down the middle. At the 50, it's hauled in. Robert Woods. He's behind everybody.
No, sir.
No, sir. I gave Sean the hardest high five of my life. I didn't want to choke my hand.
And for the first time since 2003, the Rams are NFC West champions.
If you guys continue winning,
we can hear that here in Detroit.
That's the crazy thing. Right on. We're talking about playoffs. We're talking about
Rams
Super
are on their
Bowl.
way to 4-0 for the first time since 2001.
What can you say about Jared Goff? 465 right now.
Hey, we've got a
that's
microphone
awesome.
on me. Careful.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, no.
You can't stop Goff. Bears it out. Touchdown, LA. Rams win it. And on to Super Bowl 53 they go.
For us to be there and be able to
On to Super Bowl 53.
get back on their feet is awesome. It is important to me to have a greater impact beyond football in the Inglewood community and to uplift the city by doing my part to create change and make a difference at the foundation. I'm going to be reading you guys another book today. This is called I Knew You Could.
We should try to get Goff on to read us books.
Hey, let's execute. Highest level, let's execute. Let's go. Deep down the left side, and it's Robert Woods. Touchdown, LA! And throw it that way, and it's caught. Touchdown. Yeah, you like that? You like that? Wait, I love that. Now the Rams may be right back to Jared Goff in this wild card playoff game in Seattle. Lost the ball. Left side, caught the 5. Robert Woods walks in. Touchdown, LA! And the Rams are
So, I mean, they're pretty much the same video. Like, literally the same video. Just, his time in LA was a little bit shorter than Stafford, so he doesn't have the 12 years of starting a family, getting married, all that good stuff on the side. But, you're looking at the highlights, and you're looking at the intensity, and you're looking at the wins and stuff. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as my dad used to say.
And that's the biggest difference between them both is, like you mentioned, it's not starting a family, like becoming a husband, then becoming a dad. That is what makes it so different because without Kelly, Matthew Stafford wouldn't be the same, and what he did for the city wouldn't be the same. So it's like, truthfully, we do got to give it up for Kelly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Kelly, gave back to this city a lot. Like we said, we saw it here with just stuff a studio, but beyond that, how much they were involved in the community. But you see the same thing out of Goff, and we talked about that, like a month or so ago, that Goff is really entrenched in doing stuff in Inglewood, and he even put out a statement, even though I'm leaving, I will be back at least once a year to do my things in the community in Inglewood. I promised you I'd be there, and just because I'm traded, I'm not going to give up on you. And you kind of feel the same thing from the Stafford family here too in Detroit. So we literally almost switched the same people. Like that's the way I feel right now.
It seems like that. It really does.
Yeah,
we switched the same people as far as a people person, but as far as it comes down to being a winner, we did not switch the same people. We brought in a winner and we shipped out a loser. It is what it is. I'm sorry.
Should I pull the Sean Baligian? Wins and losses aren't quarterback stats. It's like, We play to win the game, man.
Listen,
wins and losses are not quarterback stats.
Yes, they are.
No, hold on, wait.
Sorry.
If you want to say wins and losses are not quarterback stats, fine. But at the end of the day, when a team wins, when a team loses, they always fall on the quarterback shoulders because he's the CEO of the team on the field.
And why is a quarterback good? Because they win games. Like, that's it. Like, I don't care about how many yards you pass for. You know, Tom Brady threw for 140 yards in a Super Bowl and won it. But does that look good on the stat sheet? No, but you know what looks good? That ring on the finger. Sorry. Excited about that Super Bowl ring.
If Matthew Stafford throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns and whatever, and we don't win the game, I don't care. If Jared Goff comes in here and throws for 250 and 1 touchdown and they win and he game managed the hell out of it,
right? That's all we want.
I don't care. I want to see wins. I am sick of the whole mediocrity of Lions fans. Look, Jared Goff, he's not, as far as a QB talent, he's not Matthew Stafford. We know that he can't throw the deep ball like him. He doesn't have certain intangibles Stafford has as skill as a quarterback.
Right.
But the skill that he has, the intangible that he has, is that he knows how to win. He knows what it takes to win. He's been in a winning locker room. He's been around a winning culture. None of the Detroit Lions players have seen that. Maybe Trey Flowers from his time with the Patriots. But outside of that, nobody knows what winning looks like in that locker room. They have a guy that's coming in right now. Hopefully build around him. Hopefully he can be the guy to lead the Lions moving forward so they can go ahead and spread those draft picks around. He's only 26 years old. Detroit Lions fans should want and need Jared Goff to succeed. People are looking at this guy like he's Joe Flacco or something like that. He's not great. But let's not act like Jared Goff isn't good. Come on.
Can we? There's something that really pissed me off about this, and it's a big beef that I got with the Detroit Lions because, truthfully, man, this is all bullshit. They're going to give that, right? Where's the whole 5-minute tribute to Prater at?
Right.
Oh, my. I'm not going to be honest. That was the one Matt that I forgot. He's Matt. That's Matthew. When I saw Prater was leaving yesterday, I ain't going to front. I was driving down 9 Mile. I saw it. I pulled over in a tear shed because we're not going to be able to give Prater his buffs anymore.
Man.
That just...
I mean, let's be honest, like Prater solidified that kicker position because remember the year we went through 4 kickers looking for somebody, just missing extra points and missing field goals.
Man.
So, yeah, Matt Prater's gone, but we're getting a lot of compensatory picks for Jamal Agnew, for Prater. So next year, the Lions are going to have a lot of picks. We got to take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we got Joey's News.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
We just finished talking about Matthew Stafford and the farewell, and if you are just checking in this morning, good morning. I want to recap the best part about this, and it's Matthew Stafford thanking the coaches, and listen to who he left out.
Classic 911.
Love it.
All of my coaches.
Sling that. Sling it! This group was forged with adversity, and that adversity is going to make this win that much sweeter.
Guys,
I saw a lot of coaches, but I didn't see Matty P.
Nor should you.
Nor should you. Man, you better get out of here with your ugly beard, your pencil, and your laminate board. He should not even be anywhere near there. But I will say this: they did.
I'm the smartest in the room.
You're too skinny, Steve.
Hey. But you see
I'm
how
the smartest in the room.
You see, they got the coaches right though in order. His favorites: Jim Caldwell, then Jim Schwartz, then Linehan, and I don't know the last coach they saw. I want to say that looked like it was Bevel.
Yeah, it looked like Bevel from the back.
Bevel from the back.
Yeah,
but. No sign of Matty P, nor should they be, because he's the reason that this whole thing came crashing down.
Yep.
So one story that we talked about yesterday briefly was Deshaun Watson, and there was some more news coming out yesterday, and this is going to be one that we stay on top of. The second sexual assault suit emerges against Deshaun. Both women are massage therapists, and both allege the Texans quarterback touched them inappropriately during a massage, and Watson does deny all these claims. So we're going to have to stay on top of this story. You know, the first one, when he comes out and has this whole letter, we were all like, so maybe he is innocent, but another one popping up, so we'll stay on top of this one.
One of my friends is a lawyer, and we've kind of talked about this specific situation, but stuff like this. He says the first person, they could be lying. The second person, they could be co-conspirating. But if it's more than that, hey, bro, you're just trash.
How many massages you getting? First off, the Bucs had a nice fourth quarter comeback, taking the game into overtime, and then beating the 76ers by 4. And Giannis chopped 32 points, earned himself a sandwich, guys. He was in Philly. What do you guys think he asked for?
I'm going to assume a cheesesteak.
Listen to this post-game.
I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised to see you not with a cheesesteak, given what the last week has been.
Somebody grab me one, please. Hey, give me the steak one with the mustard and cheese, American cheese, please.
In Philly, they call that whiz wit.
Give me the. This is the whiz whiz. I got the whiz whiz. Whiz wit. That doesn't sound right to me though. Whiz wit. Whiz wit. Okay.
The best part about that is
doesn't sound right.
I love his
That
accent
sounds
so much because the way he talks makes that much better. But asking for a cheesesteak after beating Philly, you gotta love it.
You ever had a Philly cheesesteak?
Not in Philly.
Like in Philly?
No, I've never been to Philly.
Oh, for real? They're delicious.
Be honest. Is it much different than like going to Tubby's and getting one?
Yes. Yeah.
In what way?
It's almost like if you go out of state and get a coney, like they don't really understand what coney chili is and stuff like that. When you're in Philly and you get because like I've had cheesesteaks forever, and I'll use this example too. Like, you know, Saganaki, where they light it on fire here at Greektown and all that stuff. In Greece, they don't do that.
What do they do in Greece?
They bake it.
Oh.
And I'm in Greece like, no, you only doing Saganaki right. You need to light this shit in front of me. But it's kind of the same thing with cheesesteak. Like, that's the original. That's how it's supposed to be. We kind of adapt it, but it's still delicious. I kind of like the outside cheesesteaks better than Philly cheesesteaks, to be honest with you.
I like Tubby's, I ain't going to lie.
Or Lefty's is great, too.
Lefty's
is good. But yeah, I went to, when I was in Philly, I went to Jim Steaks and got a cheesesteak. Man, it was... It was definitely an experience, but I'm gonna be honest. Philadelphia, as far as food in general, didn't have a bad meal there anywhere I went. They're a great city for food.
Yeah. Philly's just a fun city in general. You guys ever get drunk and run the Rocky Steps?
No, that's awesome though.
No, but I got.
How have you not?
I got drunk and ran into the love sign by accident. But let's not get into how that happened.
Moving on. How about this, guys? The Detroit Pistons beat the Raptors by 4 points, and Saddiq Bey 28 points and 12 rebounds. This is our first win post All-Star break.
You want to know why they beat the Raptors?
Why?
Because there are no fans there. Because when Raptors played the Pistons at LCA, it is a Toronto Raptors game. It's a Toronto Raptors home game.
It used to kind of be that way at the Palace, too. Like, they would always just show out. You know, Toronto would always show out when they came to the Palace. But, you know, Saddiq Bey with a huge game last night, and we like to call that some Big Deke energy. That's what we call that right there. And we got the Big Deke energy shirt available for you right now at woodwardsports.com if you want to check it out. And whoever chose that face, I love it. I absolutely love it. That's some Big Deke energy right there.
You want to know what? One thing I've noticed at those Pistons games too, when it's Raptors and Pistons home games, when our national anthem comes, people stand. Some people stand, some people don't. It's we have a mixed opinion on the anthem here, and it's no real camaraderie. But when that Canadian national anthem plays, they sing that proudly.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Canadian national anthem.
It's cold to me. It's cold.
You like the Canadian national
anthem?
I
do. When I hear it at the hockey games or when I heard it during the Raptors finals, they really believe that. Some of the singers, they might sing the first part and then not say anything and let the whole crowd or arenas sing it. And it's just everybody's on harmony. Here it's like, all right.
All right. Another thing I got to say, about is these college basketball starting times today. Why the heck is the playing game starting at 5:10 today? That's Texas Southern taking on Mount St. Mary's. 6:27, Drake taking on Wichita State. 8:40, Appalachian State versus Norfolk State. And then 9:57, UCLA versus Michigan State. And the tournament officially starts tomorrow at noon. And that's the deadline to sign up for our perfect bracket payoff with Hall Financial to win up to $500,000 cash to pay off your mortgage. Perfect bracket payoff.
Yeah, make sure you're signing up like right now because you only got about a day left to fill out your bracket. And if you don't get that perfect bracket, we're giving away a PS5. We got flat screen TVs, all types of prizes too.
Pizza for a year.
Yeah, so don't think that you got to get the perfect bracket. Just have some fun with this and get that PS5. Like really, that's I want a PS5. I could obviously buy one with $500,000, but you know, if you get first place, you win that PS5 anyway. We got Jimmy King on the line. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, Fab Five member Jimmy King is going to be on with us to talk a little bit of NCAA basketball. We'll talk to him next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you to everybody that's listening on our app, which is free for download right now, and everybody checking in on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, at Woodward Sports. If you got any comments or you got any questions for Jimmy King, drop them in the comments right now because he's on the phone, Joey. He's here. Jimmy King, what up?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing great, man. Getting ready for the first 4 playing games today. And, you know, just ready for the greatest sporting event in the history of all sports, the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of the year. You know, it gets my blood flowing. You know, we obviously, it's a big part of my career, the NCAA tournament, having success there in my college days. It's exciting to see Juwan and the Wolverines, the young Wolverine team, getting a #1 seed. You know, unfortunately, with Livers being out, it's going to be a monumental task. But just like Coach Howard and the rest of the team has been saying all year, their mantra is next man up. So we expect the young fellas to step up and take us deep into the tournament.
Yeah, so last year when Juwan Howard was hired, you made the comment that Juwan being hired accelerates the process of the healing of the Fab Five in Michigan and all that. How has that process been going over the past year? And are you feeling like, hey, man, the squad's back together, family's all here again, and we're ready to do this as a unit?
Well, you know, it's just public for everybody now, but we've been in talks for a long time. So the Fab Five, you know, we're all in a group chat. You know, we all encourage each other, help each other on projects. So particularly right now, you know, watching Juwan, there's a lot of congratulations and exciting texts going back and forth between the group. So, you know, for us, it's just like our playing days. You know, it's to be expected. This is not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise to us. And I don't think it's a surprise to Coach Howard. He's very humble, but he knows his pedigree. He knows that he knows how to teach the game and coach the game the right way. And as you can see, the results are positive.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Coach Juwan Howard does because, man, what he has been able to do in this short time with Michigan as the leader of the program has been so impressive. But we were watching Michigan ball the other day, and I actually texted you about this. Dickie V coming out to say that this Michigan basketball team might be better than the Fab Five. I just want to know what you think on that.
Man, stop it. You know, you need some TV fodder every now and then. You know, you need something to talk about. You know, see, we're talking about that right now. It's a good discussion. You know, they're #1 seed, first #1 seed since our days. So, you know, there are some parallels there as far as that concerned, but as far as the impact and the speed and they play a different style. We were more methodical. We played inside out. We'll beat you down with Chris and Juwan in the middle, and then we'll use our length on the outside to take advantage of the small guards. But today's basketball is so wide open. You got big guys standing on the perimeter and shooting threes. You got guards slashing everywhere. Everything is motion. So really, honestly, I think it wouldn't even be a comparison. If we played this style of basketball today, it'd be a problem. Because Chris and Juwan, as you can see or seen in their professional careers, can step out and shoot 20-foot jumpers consistently. So if we had incorporated that in our offense, we would have been unstoppable. And this team couldn't match up with us.
Hey, Jimmy, man, thanks for coming on. A couple of years ago, me and you spoke. I had to hound down your cousin Janelle to get you, but I got you back in contact. But you said this to me a couple of years ago when I was asking you about Juwan taking over as coach. You said Juwan's going to fare well simply because of the relationships he has, his extensive circle, and his reach. I don't think it would take long. I mean, a perfect example is Penny Hardaway and what he's done in his time at the University of Memphis, his alma mater. I think that small litmus test has been proven. I think Juwan can emulate that and do the same thing here. What did you see, and you and your fellow Fab Five teammates see in Juwan that is kind of taking everybody else off guard and have them shocked at how far Michigan has come along so quickly?
I love you pulled that quote. The second part to that is that people underestimate Juwan. I knew that people were going to underestimate him as far as him being a head coach, not having a head coaching position before, being a former player. Typically, well, I won't say typically, but we always hear stories of former players not being good management or coaches. So a lot of that was going against him. It's prestigious, the University of Michigan. There's a lot of controversy, or had been controversy in his playing days with the Fab Five and estranged years. So there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of questions and what type of head coach would he be. But knowing Juwan all my life, knowing him as a person, knowing how he prepares, I knew there wouldn't be a coach in the college game that's more prepared than him. For instance, everywhere we go, even on his off days, and this is not for show, he carries his book of plays, his book of research with him everywhere. Whenever you see Juwan, he's carrying books, studying the game, even at dinner at 9 o'clock at night. So my thing is, I don't believe anybody's going to outwork him, and it's a testament to what he's done with having the #1 recruiting class.
Yeah, we heard that about Juwan, that he is an absolute just fanatic and geek of the game. And like you said, he's carrying around playbooks. He's carrying around his research for other teams. So there's that side of Juwan. But I kind of want to focus on when Juwan and the Maryland coach were kind of going at it. And Juwan's like, hey, man, I'm from Chicago. You step to me. I'm stepping right back. Who do you think would have won that fight?
No question. Big Coach Nuki Howard. He would have won that one. See, this is. I was watching that game. I happened to be in Detroit at the time. I was watching the game with a couple of my Wolverine football players, Tony Blankenship and Lasker Smith, our former Wolverine brothers. And we were watching the game, and when it went down, I remember standing up and I was pointing at the TV, and I was like, I know it's real, because Coach Jay Smith got involved, who recruited us and who was our coach when we played here in Michigan. He was the only one I felt that could really, keep him at bay, just because of the relationship and the respect. Juwan is a veteran. We've seen him play many years. We never seen him react like that. So clearly, there was something said, and for him, he said what the issue was. He said it at the podium. I don't know how you guys were raised. And this is what I was telling the guys. I was like, wait, he's going to tell the truth at the podium. He's going to tell exactly what happened. And he said that, I don't know, my grandmother raised me. I don't know how you guys were raised. My grandmother raised me, and Chicago raised me. And when somebody charges you, you defend yourself. And that's exactly what happened. He's Southside Chicago. That's what he said, and that's exactly the truth. He's Southside Chicago first, but he carries around a lot of respect, handles himself well, but don't charge him.
Yeah, do not mess with Juwan.
I mean, look, just look at this picture of Coach Mark Turgeon. Is that how you say it?
Yep,
Turgeon.
Turgeon.
Like Juwan Howard would whoop his ass.
That's one of those you get lost in the sauce moments. Like, I can do this. Like, no, you can't.
No, that would look so ugly.
Put
You
up
see
your
them
dukes.
gray hairs all over the floor after that fight. Hey, what question?
Get into it all the time. All the time. Coaches, when we played, Coach Chaney, may he rest in peace, Temple University, when that Coach Fisher, Jay Smith had to step in then too.
Jay Smith just
us.
plays peacemaker.
Yes.
Yo, so staying on Juwan. Recently, yesterday, some news broke out that he has a couple of NBA jobs that are trying to go ahead and bring him back to the NBA as a head coach. Do you see Juwan leaving anytime soon to pursue those NBA jobs, or do you think he's going to try to stay at Michigan a little bit longer and get that job done there, especially with the recruiting classes that he has coming in?
No, I believe he's going to stay. He's a 100% committed guy. He's not going to abandon the #1 recruiting class. If he was going to take a head coaching job in the NBA, I believe he would have took it 2 years ago prior. This is the only job that he would take outside, or that would be appealing to him, according to him. So, no, I don't see him jumping ship, abandoning ship until the job is done. And even then, I still, don't see it. I see him trying to build a dynasty, having top recruiting class after recruiting class and building Michigan up to a powerhouse as it should be.
So one thing that I am a little bit worried about, because listen, before when I filled out this bracket, I was like, listen, Michigan all the way. I even got them as my winner right now. But there's one thing that I'm a little bit scared about, and it's Isaiah Livers and his return. How do you think Michigan's going to play? Because it's looking like he's not going to be back. How do you think that we'll do without him?
Next man up. I think we'll be fine. I think the young players need to step up. Williams, Johns Jr. in particular, Brown. I think those three guys in particular, if they step up and play their games at a high level for 3 weeks, we absolutely have a chance. Replacing Isaiah Livers is impossible. His veteran leadership is something you cannot replace. For instance, like when it gets hard to get a bucket in those times during a game, he's the type of player that you can lean on. He'll alleviate a lot of those dry spells just because of his experience and his shooting ability. I think they'll miss that, but if they stay out of that circumstance, then they got a chance, and the young guys got to step up.
So, I mean, the first 4 play-in games are today. You've obviously played in the NCAA tournament. Can you walk us through what these college kids are feeling going into this type of tournament? Are you feeling pressure? Are you feeling excitement? Is it a mix of both? Like, what are you feeling going into this tournament, knowing that this could be your legacy forever?
I don't know what they're feeling, but I know what I feel. Some guys, I guess, get a little nervous, but not me. It's excitement. This is what we work for. We're supposed to be here. We earned it. So let's go have fun. That's why the energy and the style that we had permeated throughout the screen so tough, so hard. It was excitement. It was let's do this. This is something that we've been practicing for all year. We've been dreaming about all our lives, all our high school careers and middle school careers, watching the Georgetowns and Villanovas and St. John's and North Carolinas and all of that. So Arizona's, we wanted to be a part of that. So for me, it was just excitement, ready to play. But I do think some guys get a little nervous. But again, once that ball go up, or you catch that first elbow, or get that first hard foul, you realize you're in the game. So some people do get a little nervous, but not me. I love it. I embrace it, and it's fun. It's the biggest. It's one of the best moments of your life.
Hey, Jimmy, I got kind of two questions for you. First off, the first one is, who do you think could give Michigan some trouble in just looking at the bracket? Who do you think could give them some trouble? And the second one, how would you feel if it can definitely happen, your guys ends up playing the Spartans in this tournament?
Well, historically, teams that Michigan has issues with are long, athletic teams like Baylor's, guys that, play good defense, get out and run, and slash on the offense, crash the boards offensively. Length, teams with length is something that we have to kind of look out for, because we kind of play from the inside out. We're a little bit more old school with Dickinson in the middle. He might step out and shoot a little bit, but mainly his focus is, in the paint area, 8 to 10 feet in. But yeah, this, it's just the teams that with length. And then again, like for the past maybe 5 years, it's been tough to pick a winner for me, just because it's so wide open. You can't really tell. It's just one and done. It's a lot of luck involved. The best team doesn't always win. That's the one thing about the tournament. That's what makes it exciting. But, it's a toss-up. I would say Baylor. Baylor is a tough one as far as matchups.
So, Jimmy, obviously it's been a couple years since you've played college ball, but there's something that the NCAA has partnered up this year to give its players, and it's something that you did not have the luxury of having. Are you familiar with Cam Soda?
What?
Cam Soda.
Yeah, we talked about it this week.
So I'm going to read just the headline. Don't go to the website right now, but maybe later you could. Cam Soda says free live sex cams, adult webcams, and live porn. And this is something where they worked out a partnership with the NCAA to give these students, because they're not allowed to have guests inside of this NCAA bubble. Are you a little bit pissed that you did not get that same treatment from Cam Soda?
What? Oh, are you kidding me? What is going on here? Let me tell you something. They kept us so tight, locked up in a hotel room. We had police and managers at each end of the hallway. There was no fun. We couldn't even, even back then, the internet was just coming around, so we didn't have those options. That's okay. I ain't mad at it. Whatever gets them focused, whatever they need, I would love to see it. I'd love to check it out. I'd love to, get my eye on it and see what type of entertainment they got. But wow.
Do you still have your University of Michigan email? Did you could sign up?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, sign up! We got the plug.
Oh, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna submit you.
I'm gonna have to reactivate it. I'll shoot you guys some screenshots.
Yeah, let us know how that goes, man, because we thought it was a great offering by them.
I heard there's someone by the name of Mercedes who's a really lovely lady, Jimmy.
No, it's Porsche.
Oh, Porsche, my bad. Oh, Bentley too. Don't forget Bentley.
They all got car names.
You never hear of a lady named Toyota?
That's all good. Just stay away.
I mean, you can get that off of 6 months.
Well, I mean, thank you for that question,
we
Joey.
Got the plug.
We got the University of Michigan email plug now, baby. Have you filled out a bracket, and do you fill out a bracket every year?
Not the Cam Soda edition, the NCAA one.
I usually do fill out a bracket. I have not yet. I have not this year. Obviously, you know who my top choice is going to be. I just love going through and looking at the matchups, circling games, that I want to see. Obviously, can't catch them all. I mean, you can, but my schedule won't allow it anymore. So I try to circle the ones I want to see. But I'm definitely going to watch every Michigan game for sure.
Awesome. Well,
one thing that's real cool is we teamed up with Hall Financial to do this perfect bracket payoff. And, they say it's impossible to get that perfect bracket, but Hall Financial is giving you a chance to get $500,000 cash to pay off your mortgage, but you also get real prizes on top of that, like the PS5. You get the free pizza for a year. You get TVs. You got to fill out one of our brackets, and hopefully you could be that $500,000 winner, Jimmy.
For sure. Send it to me. I want to win that prize.
Hell yeah. So yeah, man, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now? Because I know we've talked about like your business venture and stuff like that. Like you're really big on helping high school kids get recruited right now, right?
Correct. So I have a company. Me and my partners, Isaiah Beauchamp and Melissa Sampe, we have a company, sports recruiting firm called True Champions. You can check us out, truechampions.com. We help high school kids transition to college. We help them earn college scholarships. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter. We prefer you to be a day outside of 8th grade. So once you graduate 8th grade, you can start your recruiting process. The earlier, the better. We have a unique process. We hold your hand through it. We teach the parents, give them information on how to navigate the process, and then we pass that down to the kids as an end user in the recruiting process. So thank you for asking, but it's near and dear to my heart. It's a lot of fun because we help a lot of kids and a lot of families. And I wanted to do this, obviously, to give back, but to, realize a lot of dreams. There are a lot of kids out there that don't necessarily have to go to D1. D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, those are all great opportunities. We're here to help, so check us out.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And, Joey and I don't know much about Corey and his involvement with high school, but Joey and I helping out high school kids is like a huge initiative for us, because for us, that's like the peak of where we went athletically. So high school ball still means the world to us. And for these kids to be able to extend that, like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be Division I. You can go JUCO, you can go Division II, and then maybe you hit your growth spurt like a Dennis Rodman, 6 inches in a year, and next thing you know, you're getting drafted and you're in the NBA, all because you stayed the course.
Especially, you look at the season right now that we're going through for these high school students. They kind of need a True Champions to really get that exposure, right? Because right now they're not getting that exposure. There's not really many scouts going to see those players that aren't like the Amani Bates of the world, and those are the players that really need that extra push.
Correct. You want to give yourself a chance, give yourself an opportunity. And it becomes inundated. It becomes confusing. It becomes intimidating for families and kids to go through that process. You may file something wrong. You may miss a deadline. You may get some misinformation. There's a lot of things that you may have the correct steps, but they may be in the wrong order. You may be listening to people who, are winging it. Family members, friends, uncles, cousins, brothers, they may mean well, but, this is a process that you really have to pay attention to, and you really have to have your ducks in order and in line to get what you want, to go to the school and be recruited by the school the program that you want to be. So it's just education. It's just an extension. Sorry about that. It looked like coaching. So we're coaching basically the families in the process and how to get recruited.
Hey, Jimmy, I got one last question. When Juwan Howard got hired, Warren Manuel said that he was going to try to get all the Fab Five together to recreate the iconic photo of you guys around the rim. How close are we to seeing that photo being redone?
Seeing that photo, if it hadn't been for COVID.
Oh, man. Because I used to have that photo in my room, like literally hanging on my wall, with a little plaque underneath it that said Fab Five. Like, that photo right there is about as iconic as it gets, man. And when you see that photo, what do you think of?
I remember that day, taking so many pictures that day, like, I just remember being so tired. That's why I think at that picture we were done smiling. It was over. I think that might have been one of the last pictures we took. But yeah, it was. I remember it was cold in the gym that day. we had taken hundreds of pictures all throughout the stadium.
Gets, man.
And on campus,
when you see that
everywhere.
photo, what do you think of?
I think of the mission begins. Like when we stopped, doing the photo ops and taking pictures for magazines. That's when the journey really started. So right after that picture is when we got to work. We went to practice, and that's where the magic happened. The grind, the grit, the enthusiasm, the hunger, all of that was developed by pushing each other in practice. So that was the beginning right there. That picture just reminds me of the beginning of the work era for the Fab Five.
Well, I can't thank you enough for your time today, man. It's always great to talk to you, get your insight not only on the Fab Five, but college basketball and how you're helping out high school kids. So I got to leave you one last question because it's the biggest game happening tonight here in the state of Michigan. Who you got, Michigan State or UCLA?
I'm going with State.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going with MSU. I want them to be successful. I think Tom Izzo is a great coach. The coaching staff, I know a lot of the players and coaching staff, a lot of the former players from Michigan State. So I want them to be just as successful so that we can kick their ass again.
Absolutely love that response. Jimmy, we cannot thank you enough for your time this morning. Hope you enjoy watching the tournament. And once again, you're welcome on this show anytime you want. Just call us and say, hey, I got something to say. And it's
awesome. Anytime. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Jimmy, you should be getting an email from camsoda.com right now. Just click verify, please.
I'm looking for it. Don't be surprised if I become a spokesman, too.
Help those college girls get recruited, too.
That's what I'm saying. All you're doing is supporting these lovely ladies. That's it.
Hey, we could be like the outside HR service.
There we go.
Twin Peaks,
That's awesome, man. Have a great day, Jimmy. Enjoy your basketball, man, and thank you for all you're doing for everybody. We appreciate you.
All right, thanks, fellas. Talk to you soon.
See you, Jimmy.
How great is that to have Fab Five member Jimmy King on the day the tournament starts? Like, life is crazy sometimes, man, and it's great to have him on here. So
I wanted to ask for permission on this one because, the Fab Five remake of that, I wanted to do a remake with Stick, myself, and then our pickup squad that we did because I felt like we deserved it.
Yeah, we didn't win a game, but
that's what I'm saying. I mean, we went 0-7.
It's tough to do in the Ferndale Rec League.
Exactly. That's almost harder to do, just like having the worst bracket in our perfect bracket payoff, and that wins you a toilet. So woodwardsports.com, make sure you fill out our bracket with Hall Financial.
Heck yeah. And we're going to take a quick break. We went a little bit over with Jimmy King because the conversation was just so great, but it is time for Adam's Bets of the Day, and we're going to go over that next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to Crumble Cookies. It is Joey from Woodward Sports, and this is my new favorite spot where I like to spend my time because they have the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life, and you won't regret coming here and trying them. Located off of Rochester Road, right next to the Imagine Theaters in Rochester Hills, it's Crumble Cookies. Come try these delicious cookies. They even got their own app. They got curbside pickup. They got delivery. You won't regret it. Just come try for yourself. You'll thank me later. I promise.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you to everybody listening everywhere. I mean, we're getting comments from all over the place. Follow us on social media at Woodward Sports for every single platform. And if you download our app, it's free, and you can take us with you anywhere that you go. So you can get Adam's expert picks no matter what. Normally, we do them at 8:50 every morning, but when you have Michigan royalty like Jimmy King on, you just keep rolling with the show. And Adam, let's get into your bets of the day, man. What you got?
Yeah, man. Today's a super exciting day. Obviously, the NCAA tournament officially starts. We got 4 games today, and I'm going to bet on all of them. The first game I'm going to bet on is I'm going to bet the points in the Texas Southern game. I'm going to take the over. 132.5 points. I really like it. Both teams have scored over 65 points in their previous 5 games. I'm feeling really good about this one. And then it gets super interesting. I'm actually betting just straight up money line on the next 3 games. I know Stick's not going to like it. I'm taking actually Wichita State. They're the underdog. I like Wichita State, man. I really do. You look at who they've played. They've played Houston. I feel like they've played more competition than Drake has, so I'm super confident in Wichita State to pull it out today. Obviously, Appalachian State is the favorite, so you got to go with Appalachian State. I think that's a lock-in. And then, of course, nobody's going to like this on the panel, but fuck all of you. UCLA is definitely beating Michigan State tonight.
How are you picking that game? Like, honestly, how do you pick that game? Like, what has UCLA done to prove?
You ready? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Right. UCLA have the last 3 ranked opponents they've played. They've lost by an average of 6.5 points. Both of those were actually 1-possession games. And then the third one, obviously, was a little bit bigger margin of victory. But my point is it's March Madness. This isn't a normal fucking time of the year. This isn't a normal game, one-time game you're betting on. This is March Madness. If every game worked out the way it was supposed to, Michigan State should win this game 100%. But you know what? It's March Madness. We're going to take the dog. We're going to take UCLA, and I'm going to ride it. And it's that simple. Welcome to March Madness. Things don't make sense this time of month, and I'm not going to sit there and try to justify it. All I know is that I've ran this game in my head 100 fucking times. And Michigan State loses more than they should. They win probably 60% of the time in my head how this game plays out, whether it's Langford, whether it's Rocket getting hot, whether they get 4 players to score over double digits and they're undefeated. I don't give a shit. Logic doesn't play a role in March Madness, so I'm going with UCLA.
It doesn't, but also the teams that you've played in the competition and what's gotten you here plays a role. But I mean, I understand where you're coming from, because UCLA, they beat Utah, they beat Oregon State, they beat all these bum-ass teams that you think that...
Do you know who loses to bum-ass teams?
Not Michigan State.
Michigan State loses to bum-ass teams. Yes, they do.
They've been whooping amazing teams lately.
What?
You said the bum-ass teams.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've beaten great teams. Obviously, they play in the Big Ten. They've had the opportunity to play against very good teams, and they didn't have a choice other than to beat those teams, and they did very good. Again, I'm not knocking Michigan State. I'm just telling you, it's that time of year. It's not Izzo. I don't give a shit.
I know, but you're giving credit to UCLA for beating ranked teams. Yeah, you are. You just said they beat some ranked teams.
No. They lost to their last 3 ranked teams.
Okay.
I made it very clear.
So they lost to their last 3 ranked teams.
They should not win this game.
How has Michigan State done against the past ranked teams that
they've
played?
Played very well, but how has Michigan State played against teams that aren't ranked, like UCLA?
I mean, Michigan State does have multiple 30-point loss games.
They play down to their competition. They play up to their competition, and that's been Michigan State.
I just can't see them losing to UCLA.
Hey,
I mean, this is your bet, so I'm not gonna trounce on it. But you know, like let's.
I can't see Michigan State losing either, except I fucking can, and I'm gonna put my money on it. I'm gonna put my money on them losing.
All right.
And then we're going to top off the game. Fish loves when I bet on soccer. So the last game today, there's European action. I'm going to take Tottenham to win. Actually, a fun story about this game. I usually stay away from European teams, well, English teams traveling around Europe. It usually never works out for them. But the head coach of Dinamo Zagreb, I don't even know how to pronounce this team's name. Their head coach was actually arrested over the weekend.
Oh, for what?
For tax evasion and fraud.
My man.
So they're not going to have a manager for their game. So the fact that this line is only minus 112 for an away team, I mean, I love it. That's free money for me.
So let's run through your 5 bets for the night one more time.
Yeah, we're going to take Texas Southern and St. Mary's. I'm going to take the over on the points. I love Wichita State. I love Appalachian State, both of them to win straight up. Wichita State is an underdog. Appalachian State, heavy favorite. And then UCLA. Look, I get the Michigan State. I know Tom Izzo time. I get all of that. But again, this is March Madness. Things don't make sense. If everything made sense, I would have filled out a fucking perfect bracket by now. But it doesn't. That's not how March Madness works. So I'm taking UCLA to pull off an upset. And I think we'll be having a different conversation come the next few days. And then, of course, I'm going to top it off with the manager-less team. Dinamo Zagreb. I'm going to have Tottenham winning this game pretty easily. I can't believe the line is so friendly. They literally don't have a manager. Like, literally. Like, it's fucking insane. So I love it. I love it. Last night we went 3-2. Unfortunately, the Pistons won. But you know what? I'm
what
not
do you
gonna.
mean, unfortunately, the Pistons won?
Well, from a betting standpoint.
Okay.
Listen, I separate my fandom and my
I
bets.
can't. Right? That's my biggest fault.
Well,
it's okay because he's going to say, unfortunately, Michigan State won.
Right.
No,
so that's okay.
No, I'm not a Michigan State fan. I don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter.
My point is, the Pistons are 11-29. which means I'm 29-11 because I've bet against the Pistons all
time.
fucking year. So I'm doing great.
True. Fair
I'm
enough.
chilling.
Fair enough.
I'm chilling.
Which means I'm 11-29 because I always bet on
You and Fish. Fucking Fish, man. I love him.
Well, thank you, Adam, for coming on. Like I said, majority of the time, Adam is on 8:50 every morning with his bets. We had Jimmy King on, so we had to push it back a little bit this morning. But thank you for your bets. I love betting on these first 4 games. Me and you have exact opposite picks when we were talking about it this morning.
Except Appalachian State.
Yeah, we both got Appalachian State, but yeah, I like Drake. But, you know, we're going to find out tonight. That's the best part about the tournament. So make sure you go to mybookie.com and place your bets today. And we appreciate you, Adam, for coming on. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, there's been a lot of free agent signing, but there's a bunch left out there that I want to see if you guys would want these guys on the Lions or you think the Lions should start pursuing them. We'll talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network. I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for waking up with us every single morning. We appreciate you doing the comments, doing the shares, doing the likes, all that stuff on social media. Thank you guys so much. We see you, and we appreciate you being a part of the conversation. Right, Joey?
Yeah, and thank you also to Bridge Street Exchange and all of the amazing advertisers that we got for believing in us at Woodward Sports. Bridge Street Exchange is a place that you just got to check out for yourself because they have the most amazing selections for men. And it's not a spot where you go when you feel pressured like a mall where you got to go in this store and this store and this store. One spot got everything you could ever imagine, like Carhartt and a whole bunch of other Michigan brands. So BridgeStreetExchange.com. If you want to shop online, use the code word WSN to get 15% off.
Yeah, and hopefully the Lions could get 15% off free agents at this point.
We might need that in every position.
So, yeah, free agency has hit, and obviously the biggest move that the Lions have made is, re-signing Okwara. That's kind of the only move they've really made in free agency. Corey, we just got a new quarterback yesterday for $1 million, right?
TB something.
TB something.
Yeah, I mean.
Boyle.
He's got to be the new TB12. We got to give him the number 12 so we can have a TB12, Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle, who was a backup for, the Packers, and apparently he's like the best kept secret as a backup, and he had a good preseason, but really, what the hell does that
as long as we ain't paying him Chase Daniel money, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, only $1 million, not 4.5. So
the way I look at this though is that there was that guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers that was hiding beneath this superstar Brett Favre.
Yeah.
What if they just gave away their next Aaron Rodgers to the Detroit Lions?
Well, I'm assuming they're hoping that's Jordan Love, who they drafted in the first round last year. So they're willing to give away everybody. Because if they gave up Jordan Love this year, then they had just admitted that they screwed Aaron Rodgers out of a piece to help him win a Super Bowl. So hopefully, hopefully he does turn out to be a good quarterback for the Lions' sake. But I don't see him being the next Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. But welcome to the squad, homie. So let's get into the free agents that are available right now. I got a list of the top 10 free agents that are on the market still, and I just want to see how you guys think these people would fit for the Lions and if the Lions should actually go after some of these guys. Number 10, I think we can automatically just check off the list as, we don't want him here. Mitch Trubisky.
Nah.
All right, moving on. Broncos cornerback A.J. Bowie. Now, that's somebody that I think the Lions should pursue.
I wonder what with all the movements going around with their cap space is like to be able to get a guy like that. But they definitely need some help in that secondary. And you got Aaron Glenn there, who better to learn from than a 3-time All-Pro.
Right, but I feel like the Lions' approach this offseason is to unload everybody, get stockpile picks, like we mentioned, all the compensatory picks that they're going to get next year for Golladay leaving, for Agnew leaving, for Prater leaving. I mean, they're stocking up on draft picks for next year. So to me, it's kind of like they're just trying to save money this year, go nuts next year in free agency, kind of like the Patriots did this year, plus have all the draft capital.
I'm with it.
Yeah. So number 8, Seahawks edge rusher Carlos Dunlap is available right now.
Our line is looking good.
The Lions have enough edge rushers as it is already. Yeah, that's just it.
All right, now we're looking at the wide receiver, and this is somebody I know Pilar from The Hook loves. And The Hook is on 3 to 5 every day right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Will Fuller, wide receiver from the Texans.
Remember, when I said if depending on what the Lions decide to do with Kenny Golladay, I was a big fan of bringing in Will Fuller. Right now, his market value is somewhere like around a little bit above $16 million. He's kind of in that boat with Juju and Golladay. I think that out of those three, I think Will Fuller might be the next to be signed by a team. His production last year was pretty good. Haven't heard anything about him being a head case or any kind of questionable behavior.
Yeah, he's just injury prone. That's really the only knock you can have against Will Fuller. He's just super injury prone.
The thing is, though, we definitely need a wide receiver.
Right, we need one more.
We definitely need one more right now.
So that's either coming at number 7 overall in the draft, or we're going to have to pick one up in free agency, or we just, draft maybe second, third round guy and hope he pans out. Then we're number 6. We're looking at Chiefs offensive tackle Mitchell Schwartz. I think our offensive line was one of the strongest parts of our unit last year. Obviously, we had a Pro Bowler on there. They've let Dahl go, so they do need to bring in some people. I just don't see them going out and spending a ton of money on the offensive line this year.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I think that's where you use a couple later picks in the draft this year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's tough because obviously there are those Pro Bowl offensive linemen that really stand out.
Right.
But I don't know the success rate out of drafted offensive linemen, but I'm hoping we could get lucky on ours.
And here's somebody that Troy Hill, he played for the Rams. He's a free agent right now. You would assume if they love Troy Hill in L.A. that he would already be here in Detroit, right? So that's somebody, even though he's ranked the number 5 free agent right now that's available, you would assume that we got a little peek behind the curtain and there's a reason he's not here.
I mean, they seem like Holmes is bringing in the pieces that he knows work and that he's comfortable with. So the fact that, like you said, with Hill being out there still, it's a reason.
Yep. And then number 4, Cardinals edge rusher Hassan Reddick. I liked Reddick. I like what he was able to do. That defense was super weird last year for the Cardinals. Like, they started out the season not doing well at all, but they finally turned it on near the end. I mean, similar to Kyler Murray, too. Like, he started out struggling, but then it seemed like he figured it out on the second half of the season.
But from what I've just been reading, he is off the board now.
Is he now?
Yeah, he's going to sign a 1-year deal with the Panthers for up to $8 million.
Ooh, okay. The Panthers are spending a decent amount of money, and a lot of people think the Panthers are insulating themselves for making that trade and that run at Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they got to do something.
They got to do something. And I saw this morning, man, I didn't even want to mention this because I don't want it to become real and I don't want to put it into the universe, but I saw somebody on TV talking, the rust to Chicago may not be over. And I'm like, no! They have Andy Dalton. That's their quarterback of the future. We're not going to get Russell Wilson back involved in this conversation.
I thought we were done with this.
Right.
I thought we were out the woods.
I know, man. I took a deep breath for a second, then I saw it this morning. I'm like, please don't. No.
I made too many good memes.
Right. You did. You crushed it.
What'd you see though?
Huh?
What'd you see though? Who else could possibly come over there?
That's really it for Chicago.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
They said Russell Wilson to Chicago may not be dead, but apparently the Seattle's already turned down like 3 first-round picks, a couple players, and if that's not enough, I don't know what the hell. Like, Andy Dalton going to make the difference?
I think with these teams like that, they don't want to get rid of those players, so they're just making it those type of deals where, you know what, we don't really want to give up this guy, so we're just going to make the deal so astronomical to the point where if we refuse that deal, we would look like idiots.
Right. But what if they get that offer? Then you got to take the deal, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if you get that offer. But even then, the rumored offers, I have not seen them have that deal yet.
Right. I don't know, man. If I was the GM of Seattle and I got offered 3 first-round picks, I don't know if there's anybody on my team that I wouldn't trade. Like, that's a hell of a deal. Let's get into the top 3 here that are available free agents for maybe the Lions to look at. Juju Smith-Schuster. We know we need a wide receiver. He's still on the market. The wide receiver market for free agents has been very strange this year. The fact that A.J. Green has already signed, but you got Juju Smith-Schuster sitting there with nothing. What does that tell you about the wide receivers right now?
Well, I mean, it tells you that teams are not looking for the divas. I mean, look at the two guys that are left on the board. I mean, we're going to get to the next wide receiver in a second, but the receivers who have questionable diva-like attitude, draw too much attention to themselves, those guys are still on the board. The other guys are getting signed. Like Curtis Samuel just got signed up. Corey Davis got a deal.
Yep.
AJ Green. The guys who have really no smoke around their name, they're getting picked up. Teams are not deep. If we see anything from the Antonio Brown situation, it doesn't matter if you're good or not. If you're a detriment to the locker room in any way, or we hear any whispers about you being a detriment, we're gonna go ahead and get somebody who's less of a distraction, headache.
Yeah,
moving first.
Yeah. Which, those players cause a lot of work, too.
Yeah.
Distractions in the locker room are the worst thing that you can have. Number 2 on this list, Viking safety Anthony Harris. We need all the secondary help we can get. I wouldn't mind if they pursued Harris. We do have a little bit of cap space left to where we can sign, a decently good player. And like I said, our secondary is in a world of hurt. So let's start rebuilding that with a guy like Harris. I think I'd be great with that.
Love it. There's so many areas that need to be addressed on that defense, and hopefully they do address a lot of those holes through the draft. But at the same time, you're going to need to bring in some veteran talent, and if they can get him in at the right price, go for it.
And last but not least on the list, somebody that we're very familiar with that I doubt we will be pursuing, but he is ranked the #1 free agent that is available right now. Talking about Kenny Golladay.
Well, you've already seen some of the stuff that's been going on with Kenny Golladay. First off, the reports about the deal with the New York Giants being imminent, apparently they've been false. ESPN reported that while there is mutual interest between the Giants and Golladay, they actually want to meet with him before they even offer a contract. They want to see how his hip is doing, and they want to talk to him about how things end in Detroit. The Cincinnati Bengals, they've reportedly offered Golladay a 1-year prove-it type deal. So the traction that Golladay thought that he was going to get when free agency started, it's looking kind of lukewarm as of right now. The cap went down. We're seeing some of these receivers getting signed for somewhere right between the 11 and 12 million range so far. Golladay turned down 18 to 19 million per year. Now his market is looking somewhere around the 14 and 16. So he had his DJ Khaled moment. Congrats. You played yourself, because he is not about to get the deal that he thought he was going to get. He's more than likely going to have to take one of those 1-year deals or those short-term deals to prove himself, and then to get back on the open market. He'll probably be able to get a better deal once the new NFL TV deals come in and the cap goes back up. But man, what a tough break for him financially, but what a smart move by the Lions by not franchise tagging him.
You think now it's going to turn into something where it's like, all right, I got no other options. I got to take something that's way less than what they just offered me last year.
Yeah.
He can't come back and say, you know what? That deal last year actually not so bad. Let's do that.
No, if I'm the Lions, that deal that they offered him last year, that's gone. Right. The market right now for Golladay is 14 to 16. I would not pay a penny over that, even if I were any other team. If I were the Lions, I would just go ahead and just move on. We were about to put you in Michael Thomas conversation as far as payment, and you do not deserve it.
No, it's got to be such an ego check too. Like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm a $19 million guy. Actually, I'm more than that, because you offered me $19 million, and I'm sliding that contract back across the table. And then you make it out into the world, and nobody else thinks you're worth that money but yourself.
Just think, he may have cost himself, depending on what he signs, because we don't know exactly what the final number will be. But if he signs around that $14-15 million money, he essentially cost himself a little bit over $3 to $4 million a season.
Jesus.
I mean, you got to realize 4 years, obviously that rookie contract ain't that fat. He's only got $4.5 million in pay throughout these 4 seasons. So what he could have just done to himself could be the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's even dumber if he takes a pay pay cut and goes to a contender, that's one thing. But like I said yesterday, I was on Instagram, and it's kind of funny. Joik Bell actually liked the comment. I don't know what contender he can go to and take that much of a pay cut and make a difference. I don't see, because all the contenders, their wide receiving corps, they're pretty set.
Right.
So if Golladay takes this pay cut, which he may have to, he's going to be going to a team that's either on the same level of the Lions or worse.
Yeah, it's actually one of the worst decisions that I've honestly ever seen somebody make. Like, you turned down $19 million betting on yourself, and the market is not bearing that right now. And then especially when you run through, and Juju Smith-Schuster's still available, Will Fuller's still available. There is a lot of people in that wide receiver free agent room right now, and what that does is it drives down the value because of, obviously, supply and demand, just like everything else in economics. And so, yeah, Kenny Golladay may have screwed up big time and played himself. So make sure you don't play yourself, and make sure you go to Levels Provisioning Center. It's a brand new dispensary that is opening up in Ferndale coming up next month, and I cannot wait for you to do this and go there, because if you're already going to dispensaries in Detroit or Southeast Michigan, you already get the vibe. Sometimes they're not clean. Sometimes they're not nice. You feel like you're being herded in, and you got to sit in there and wait forever. That's not the experience you're going to have at Levels. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful experience. You walk in, literally looks like an Apple store or a jewelry store. The product is awesome. The prices are great, and the people are even better. So make sure you go to enjoylevels.com today. Check it out, or at enjoylevels on Instagram. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it's time for Joey's News.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Joik Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go. We say goodbye to Matthew Stafford for the 119th time. This has been such a long goodbye, and honestly, at this point, I'm like, all right, let's just move on, damn it. But this was actually a really nice tribute piece that the Lions and Matthew Stafford came up with for the final, I think, farewell. And the best part is, listen to who he left out in this thanking of players and coaches.
Classic 911.
Loved it. All of my coaches.
Sling that. Sling it.
This group was forged with adversity, and that adversity is going to make this win that much sweeter.
Guys.
All of my coaches but one.
All of my coaches but one. But the most recent. But Matthew Patricia. I did not see Coach Matt Patricia in there.
Too bad. Get the hell out of here, Patricia. I want to forget you ever existed.
Like that. This is why I'm not mad that there's another tribute to Matthew Stafford, because that was so good. Thank you, Lions. Thank you, Matthew Stafford, for that.
Do you think he was trolling him for real?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, most.
Come on, that's the most recent coach that you've had in your career.
They showed the back of the head of the interim head coach before they even showed the last head coach. That says a lot right there.
Yep. Well, they both gone now. So.
They both gone.
Deuces.
I mean, I guess that is the most recent coach that he had, though, was Bevel, right?
Yeah.
We touched on yesterday Deshaun Watson. I probably shouldn't use the word touch on this one, but
Jesus.
We talked about Deshaun Watson yesterday, and at first we were like, all right, he came out with this report and did this whole release on how he is innocent, right? Well, now a second sexual assault suit emerges against Deshaun Watson. Both women are massage therapists, and both alleged the Texans quarterback touched them inappropriately during a massage, and he is denying it yet again.
Man, if you're in the NFL, stay out the damn rub and tugs.
Right. It's really not that hard. You know, there's an app called like Zelle or
Trust
Zeal
me,
or something.
it was probably hard.
They'll just come to your house.
Jeez,
Like,
man.
this goes back to the conversation we're always having. And yesterday we were giving Deshaun Watson the benefit of the doubt. Like, listen, we don't know the situation on this. But then a second accuser comes forward, and it's just like, all right. But I want to know exactly what he's being accused of. Like, did he try to grab their ass while this was happening? I don't know exactly what they're accusing him of. Either way, like, don't touch your massage therapist. They're there to touch you, not the other way around.
Dude, you are an NFL player. Not a bad looking person. Just you don't gotta go through that. I don't get it.
Just go to Soda Cam. It's real easy.
It's Cam Soda.
Whatever. I don't know.
I mean, these guys, I don't understand. These guys can get whoever they want, and they find themselves in these positions all the time.
Yes.
I just don't understand it.
Here's why. When you can get whatever you want,
Exactly.
sometimes you feel you can take whatever you want to, and it's just a given that this girl's going to want to smash. Like, it's like, oh, I'm Deshaun Watson. And this girl, of course,
It's
she
probably
wants
the thrill
and not
of
every
that.
girl wants to smash Deshaun Watson.
That entitlement is a problem. That is something that the NFL seriously needs to address because, like we talked about before, their viewership is 47% female viewership.
But do you really think that's an NFL problem or just like a societal problem, a position of power? Because that's the thing.
I
like
think
money, power, respect.
Yes, that's what it is.
I can do whatever I want.
I think it's a societal problem, but I also think that it is a problem that because of the influence that the NFL has on American culture, is something that if they were to champion it and lead the charge on it, people could follow.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need good men to be leaders, and that's pretty much it. Set the example and hold other people around you accountable. Because when I hear these stories, and like Corey, you mentioned the other day, or was it yesterday, that like you've pulled away from friends that you heard were mistreating women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very lucky, or I just may know an exceptional group of people, because I've never like come across somebody where I've seen them mistreat a woman, and like my close circle of friends, they're all like Joey, like they're all just good humans and stuff like that. And like you, like I'd be shocked if you ever mistreated a woman in any aspect, honestly. So I feel like maybe I live in this little bubble where none of my guy friends are like predators and assholes like that, or maybe it's just they don't show that to me because they know they're about to get smacked up if I ever see anything like that.
See, I'm a real even kill kind of person, so I'm like real chill. I don't talk, but you know, like I said, one of my friends, I actually kind of forgot about this situation. One of my friends brought up when during the whole Me Too thing, she brought up a situation where, wow, it was actually on St. Patrick's Day, actually, when somebody got real drunk, and I ain't gonna front, I was kind of tipsy too, and somebody tried to get a little bit too familiar with her, and she said, I exploded. Like I literally like, what the, she said I went off. So it's just like this, I cannot tolerate that. I have too many lady friends, women in my family. I have a younger sister who I hope she's kind of not really feeling good today, but I just cannot tolerate seeing that. It just bugs me the wrong way.
Yeah, honestly, the majority of the bar fights I've ever been in is protecting women and watching some asshole run up on her, like grab her ass or slap it away. And, you know, like, okay, it happens once, it happens twice. If it happens a third time, that's when I step in and smack the hell out of the guy. And, like, me and my boy Limpy, who used to host in Canada all the time, like, we literally went 6 weeks one time with punching kids in the face and throwing them out of the club because we wanted to make sure the girls that were coming to party with us knew that, hey, you're being watched, you're in a safe environment, and you know what, like, I'm not trying to smash, but you got brothers here that will take care of you, and when you're out with us, that's not going to happen. And I just wish more men would take that initiative. When you see a guy acting out of line and out of pocket, just make sure you knock his ass back in the line.
And then too, if you see something like that happening and you don't step in, you're just a flat out punk.
Right. Yeah, no, you're just as culpable. I mean, you're a
spineless.
Yeah, and you're literally like just a witness at that point when you could make a difference. So, you know, not preaching to all men here, but, you know, make a difference and hold other dudes accountable. And women, too. I'm not going to just put this on men because Joey will tell you, hosting clubs, drunk girls walk up and grab you in all types of places that you don't give them permission to grab you. And obviously, I'm not 5'3" and I can defend myself. And, you know, like, it's a little different situation. But drunk girls get a little frisky, too, sometimes.
It definitely goes both ways, but it leans more towards the men's side of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys are more assholes, but I can't tell you how many times my crotch has been grabbed hosting a club.
Oh, yeah? In that nightlife scene, I will say it, girls do get a lot friskier than what is, you know, said on surface.
Oh, yeah. You know, like, I've hosted tons of clubs, but literally the most aggressive girls in the clubs I ever hosted was I used to host V Nightclub inside the MGM Grand Casino. And it was more of a grown and sexy crowd. You know, it's not the 18 and up Pontiac crowd, but these girls are like 28, 27, 26. You know, they feel like, maybe they should be a little further in their dating life and stuff like that. Like, the urgency is there.
I need to settle down.
If they see something they want, they go get it. And then on top of that, you could pile in that there's a hotel attached to the club, and it was like room keys being handed out and stuff like that. It was a wild time at V Nightclub inside the MGM Grand. Those girls were aggressive.
I'm just so mad I never got to go to V Nightclub. I went to every club at MGM but there.
Yep. It was a great time hosted. I hosted it for like 4 years.
You missed out, Corey.
Yeah, you did
so
miss out.
We'll keep you up to date on that whole Deshaun Watson story.
Yep.
Let's switch over to the NBA. The Bucks had a nice fourth quarter comeback, taking the game in overtime and beating the 76ers by 4. Giannis dropped 32 points, and he earned himself something famous in Philly. What do you guys think he asked for after the game?
We already know, baby. It's a cheesesteak.
A cheesesteak.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised to see you not with a cheesesteak, given what the last week has been.
Somebody
like.
grab me one, please. Hey, give me the steak one with the mushroom and cheese, American cheese, please.
American cheese, please.
In Philly, they call that whiz whip.
Give me the. This is the whiz whiz.
What's the whiz whiz?
I got the whiz whiz.
The whiz whiz.
Whiz whiz.
They put
Whiz
like
whiz?
cheese whiz on their cheesesteaks.
That doesn't
okay.
sound
Yeah.
right to me though. Whiz whiz. Whiz whiz. Okay.
I love Giannis so
That
much.
doesn't sound right to me. That sounds like it's kind of.
He is just like a happy guy, man.
He is, and he's
Except
funny.
with beef stews in his grill.
Listen, on the court all day, beef stew locks him up. The Detroit Pistons, speaking of beef stew, beat the Raptors by 4 points, and this guy right here, Saddiq Bey, had a hell of a night, a double-double night, 28 points and 12 rebounds. This is our first win after All-Star Weekend.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Give him about 3 years. I think he's gonna be an All-Star.
Saddiq?
3 years?
Yeah. I just, with the way the NBA is going, his long-range game, his whole build, like,
he's a big boy.
I think he's gonna be a star. And shout out to Troy Reaver on hitting on him. Arguably the best shooter in the draft. I love his upside.
I'm still so sad about Sekou.
Yeah, that he hasn't done shit.
Honestly, I'm disappointed. It's like a disappointed dad. That's how I am with him, because he was that one where I was like, no, give my son a chance, give him a chance, and then he gets in and finally gets that chance, and he just bummed out on the whole thing.
It's what it goes to what Casey said. It starts in practice, and in practice is Sekou was not showing enough improvement to get on the court, and then when we finally see him get his shine on the court, we see him being pretty lazy.
And what's crazy is he's like the longest tenured Piston right now.
Oh crap!
That's honestly,
That's right,
look at the whole roster. He's been here the longest.
Yeah.
The rebuild and the turnover on this team has been absolutely insane. But we got to shout out Saddiq Bey for his performance last night, and we got a T-shirt up on our store right now, woodwardsports.com. It's called Big Deke Energy, baby, and I need to rock this shirt at some point, Joey.
I'm definitely going to go ahead and cop that shirt and rock it as soon as everything starts opening up.
Yep, hell yeah. So make sure you go to woodwardsports.com, click on store, and you can get that, and you can get the shirt that Joey's wearing today, the official Dan Campbell Wheaties kneecap shirt. Rebuilding since 57, baby. 100% whole caps.
Whole caps. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Let's do a little preview for the college basketball games that we have today. 4 playing games. So excited because the last game. So starting with 5:10, we got Texas Southern versus Mount St. Mary's. Then 6:27, Drake versus Wichita State. 8:40, Appalachian State versus Norfolk State. And then 9:57, UCLA taking on our Michigan State Spartans.
Nice. I'm going to stay up for the game. Like that's just something we got to do, man. Yeah. Got to watch that game. So it'll be fun to see them play, even if it is 10 o'clock tonight. But go
it's
Spartans.
9:57 actually.
Huh?
9:57.
Oh, 9:57. My bad. So go Spartans, go green, go white. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to go over, since the tournament's starting tonight, each one of us have a favorite moment from the NCAA tournament. Like when someone says to you, what's a moment you think of immediately when I say NCAA tournament? What pops into your head? We'll talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
The play-in games are tonight for the NCAA tournament, and Joey asked a great question. Well, Corey, it was you actually that asked a great question this morning, and we thought we'd throw this into the show. When you think of the NCAA tournament, what is one moment that sticks out in your head? And if you guys are on YouTube or Facebook right now, make sure you drop it in the chat so we can talk about it. And if you're on Twitter, thank you so much. Tweet us what you are thinking at Woodward Sports. So Corey, let's start with you. When you think of the NCAA tournament, what is, let's just be cheesy, what is your one shining moment?
You know what? As much crap as I give the Michigan State Spartans, they have the one moment that pops in my head when I think of the NCAA tournament since it happened. It's the Corey Lucius buzzer beater against Maryland that sent the Spartans to the Sweet 16. It was just, I remember where I was at watching the game.
There it is.
Oh, that's the Duke. That's against Duke. Yeah, the one I'm talking about is when they went against Maryland. It was just such a great play. Maryland went down. They went ahead and they scored. They went ahead and they scored their basket, and then they're running down the court. Draymond Green almost hits, I believe it was Darrell Summers in the head with the pass. Corey Lucius catches the ball, puts it on the floor with a little fake, and then he just pulls up and just drains it. And he was not even supposed to be there. I believe he was in there in the game for Kalen Lucas, who was injured. And
Ultra like St. Mary's Kalen Lucas?
That's one of my favorite ball players to watch in college.
It's so fast.
That
was so fast.
And it was just a great play. The emotion, all of the players just running off of the bench and just tackling him. I believe one of the assistant coaches that was on that team, he was just played for them the previous season. So it's just a moment that I always think about, and I hope that the Wolverines give me a moment to really think about, so I can kind of have my Men in Black moment, erase that from my memory bank.
Do myself.
But yeah, just when I think about the tournament, that is just an awesome play. And also one of the more underrated buzzer beaters in college.
Yeah, no, that was a great moment. Alex is pulling up the video. I pulled the wrong one for you this morning, man. That's my bad.
Oh, man, that's cool.
I had searched, Lucius buzzer beater, and that's the one I found against Duke. But, Joey, you have another one that
is also a buzzer beater, too.
Is also a buzzer beater, and hopefully I pulled the right video for this one.
This one you can't, because this was only the one time that this happened.
Oh, hold on. Before we get to yours, let's actually get to Corey's. This is what Corey was talking about. Not the one against Duke. This shot right here against Maryland. And now that we know what we know against Maryland, they can eat it. Like that. Boom!
And took them to the Sweet 16.
Oh, man. That's got to be such a good feeling, getting chased around the court till this happens. Then you're
and that's
under
my
the pile.
favorite moment right there, just watching the guys like, what just happened? We lost?
Yup.
Right there we go.
The surrender cobra. That's what it's called, man. The surrender cobra.
There's Kalen Lucas crying right there. Happy with Izzo.
I wish Kalen would have never gotten hurt. Like, I think he could have had an okay pro career. He went over to Europe and played a little bit, and he spent some time with Sacramento a little bit, but he didn't get a fair look in the NBA.
Hey, I went to college with this girl. She's a cool people. I ain't gonna say her name, but hey, he won in life.
Yeah. Okay.
Play that back one more time real quick. Play that back one more time. Look at this on that pass that led to that game winner, how he ducked down.
Yeah, Darrell Summers ducked.
That's crazy.
Draymond almost hit him in the head.
That's crazy.
Whoop.
That's crazy right there. So mine's actually really similar. Same situation, different team. Go back to 2018, second round, exactly like this. Michigan down by 2 against Houston, and Jordan Poole, the freshman, sunk in this buzzer beater to send them to the Sweet 16.
To me, with this, the leg kick is everything.
Yeah.
He almost does the splits when he shoots that ball.
Just gone.
Everybody trying to catch him. Wagner out there. Oh, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say this. He's actually one of the coolest people you will meet in person. Like, there are a lot of those college athletes when they have that notoriety, they're kind of jerks. Like Jordan Poole is just like he's real down to earth.
Yeah, that was a great moment right there for Michigan basketball. I mean, you guys went Michigan State and Michigan, and for some reason, I don't know why, and I can't explain this exact
Please
moment.
don't. I hope it's not what I think.
What, the Christian Laettner one?
Yeah.
No.
Thank
That
God.
was mentioned in the chat, though, and Steph Curry at Davidson was also mentioned in the chat,
that's
too.
great.
Yeah,
one.
those were some great highlights, especially when Steph played here in the Final Four. I was able to go to that game and watch him play for Davidson. And
See, but Steph's is his entire March Madness that year.
Right.
That's the entire thing that shines.
Yeah, and let that be a lesson to anybody drafting in the NBA. Anytime you can take a team like Davidson to the Final Four, like Dwayne Wade did with Marquette, those players are going to be special. Like, we have proof of that now.
I got one question.
Okay.
Does your play involve somebody who used to play for the Pistons?
No.
Okay, because I thought you was going to go to that buzzer beater.
Nope. What buzzer beater is that?
The Rip Hamilton one at UConn?
UConn? Nope. And I'm telling you, this is why it's so weird that, like, for some reason, this play epitomizes the NCAA tournament to me, and it's Bryce Drew when he played for Valpo. I mean, this happened like 24 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Full court pass, split to Bryce Drew, coach's son off the bench makes the shot.
Damn.
And that's Valpo. And I don't know why that specific moment has stuck out to me ever since it happened. I think because, we were in high school when it happened, and like we were watching it at lunch or something like that. But just this moment, and Bryce Drew ended up becoming a coach, I believe, for Valpo after that a long time. But for me, if you were to ask me what moment in the NCAA, that's everything, because it's a small college, it's a big upset, it's a buzzer beater. Like, that's March Madness to me.
And it's football mixed in with basketball, because they threw the ball to Calvin Johnson, he caught it and then lobbed it over.
That was a big dude catching the ball. So those are our 3 top moments from the NCAA March Madness. If you guys got one, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll pull the videos so we can all go over those, because those are such fun moments, and there's so many big moments like that just happen like this, and that's why I love these games.
You know what? I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Joey did not pick the Trey Burke shot.
Yeah.
That Jordan Poole one to me is better because he's a freshman and just everything that it led to, because I honestly didn't even know about Jordan Poole until that happened.
Man, that Trey Burke shot, he shot that from hell.
Yeah. That is a good one. Can I give a quick little shout out?
Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Northwestern Tech real quick, because we're talking about these life-changing moments in your career. That's exactly what they offer at Northwestern Tech, and it's only a 10.5-month program. It's the HVAC school that works, so you got to check them out right now, northwesterntech.edu.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got Fish coming on with his facts of the day and a couple bets for you, too. We'll do that next on Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking Thorogood boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
I love that. It's time for Fish. Fish, what are your facts of today, buddy?
All right, we are starting with soccer. Yesterday, Champions League happened, and sad for Adam, Atletico Madrid lost the game and they lost the aggregate. So we have a player from that game. Luis Suarez has failed to score in 25 consecutive Champions League matches on the road. Last time he scored an away goal was 2015. He is the guy you see on both pictures. He's number 9.
Yeah, it was a nice crotch shot, too. I like that.
I don't think that was meant to be a crotch shot, but it was...
Hey, ladies. All right, go ahead, Fish. Sorry.
No, it was fun. But, yeah, well, he was sad, as you can tell,
yeah.
and frustrated and angry.
I'm sad, too, because you're talking about something without singing it.
Oh, yeah, the champions. Let's go.
The champions. Do-do-do-do-do.
Hell yeah. All right, what else you got,
we moved
Fish?
from there to basketball.
Yes.
Houston Rockets. That was his former team. The Nets. Brooklyn Nets. James Harden. He, speaking of the Nets, Rockets have lost 18 straight games in the longest franchise history, and the Nets are tied for first. Basically saying that Harden switched teams, and he was smart to because the Rockets are not doing so well.
So does that
it goes
clearly
both
make him
ways.
an MVP of the league, right? I mean, that's pretty valuable. You leave a team in good shape, and your team can't win without you, and then you go to a new team, and they can't lose with you. I like it.
Well, it also helps that Brooklyn has 95 of the best players in the NBA. So that also helps, and the Rockets don't really have – I can't think of a name.
Christian Wood. They got Christian Wood,
Yeah,
baby.
I can't think of –
John
Chris
Wall.
Paul's on the Suns.
Yep.
Dude, they were 11-10 because they're 11-28 right now.
Yeah.
11-10
with Harden.
Yeah.
So
That's
they go from
crazy.
a 500 club to a winless club without James Harden.
Helps when you lose 18 in a row.
It does. All right, what else you got, Fish?
We go on the same play with James Harden. He recorded a 40-point triple-double yesterday. Wilt is number 1 and Westbrook is number 2. Harden's number 3 on that list.
Wow.
So some big names for players who record 40-point triple-doubles.
That's a pretty good list to be
with
on.
multiple teams. Okay.
Yeah, with multiple teams.
Forgot to add that
That's
in there.
great.
Multiple teams.
Once again, anytime you're on a list with Wilt Chamberlain, I mean any list, I'm talking, like the list. If you're up there putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers, good for you, pal.
Yeah, and Harden's going to be one of those players to do a lot of good things and may not win a ring.
Yeah.
Although he may win it with Brooklyn.
Okay.
So you can question if he actually wins the ring. Anyways, moving on to what's today? March 18th, 1995 is when I know I had to look it up. Michael Jordan announced his ending his 17-month retirement from the NBA.
Yep. Some believe that was a gambling suspension that Michael Jordan served, but the NBA did not want to lose face, so he went and played baseball for a year and a half. Others believe that's just a rumor. I'm in the camp of it's probably true.
You guys know where he played baseball at?
Yeah, for the Barons, right?
Oh, I thought he played for the White Sox.
It's the White Sox farm team.
Farm team.
He never
Okay.
made it to the White Sox.
Okay, well, same as Tim Tebow.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy. Wouldn't you think just because of who you are that you would just put it on the squad?
No, different sports, man.
I
It
respect
doesn't
that.
matter if you're Michael Jordan of basketball. You ain't shit in
Dude,
baseball.
I would buy that ticket to go see that in baseball. That'd be so cool.
That's what they were hoping for,
Yeah.
but he did. I don't think he ever hit above like 250 in the minors. It was even like lower than that, like 220 something.
Oof.
So yeah, he had a couple big moments, couple home runs, but he wasn't that dude. And if you moved him up to face professionals,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have even been close.
Just a few more. Dirk Nowitzki, 2019. Dirk Nowitzki overtakes Wilt Chamberlain to go 6th with 31,424 points on the NBA scorers list. They did lose that game to the Pelicans.
Yeah, Dirk was a baller, man. Probably the best Euro to ever step foot on a court, wouldn't you say?
Zion was not playing, by the way, in that game.
No, he was not.
It's always those nights, too, where you break records that you end up losing the game. Like, can't you just win that game,
Right.
too, on top of that?
Yeah, Bradley Beal had that happen earlier in the season. He set his career high for points, and they lost the game. And he was like, I don't care about the points. But that's what you want, though. You don't want them to care. All right, Fish, let's get into your bets.
One more happy birthday.
Okay.
1975, Brian Grease.
Brian Greasy.
Brian Greasy.
Yep.
He's,
Former Michigan quarterback.
And he's now a commentator on ESPN, I believe.
Son of Bob Greasy, and overall great guy. All right, let's do your
so
bets,
it's his
Fish.
birthday. All right, moving to the bets. We have Michigan State that plays tonight. This is a tough one. I don't know. Something tells me Michigan State's going to win. I don't know what it is. Something tells me they're going to win. It's going to be a close game. I'm hoping it's going to be in the 60s, probably going to be like 95-90, which I'm not a big fan of that. But, I think Michigan State's going to win. The spread is 2.5. I'm going to say Michigan State's going to win by, let's go, 4.
All right. Nice. I like it. And
You guys want one more Red Wings.
One
they
more
play
bet,
tonight
yep.
against the Stars.
And what happened?
I'm actually going to make Adam happy this time. I'm going to go Stars.
Hey, there you go,
Shocker.
baby.
Yeah, there you are, Adam. We missed you.
I'm going to go Stars. But Maz brought up a good point yesterday on the hook that it seems like every time back-to-back when they play the same team, Red Wings seem to win that second game. So let's see if they can do that. So Stars win. Maybe Red Wings can win on a Saturday.
All right, and that is Fish's
And
facts.
I'm assuming Darren McCarty's going to be at that game because he's at every Red Wings game.
Hell yeah, he is.
I might be going again tonight, guys.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
You got a plug? You got a guy that knows a guy?
Yep.
You got Darren McCarty.
That's it.
So thank you, Fish, for coming on with Fish's facts and Fish's bets. It is now time for Joey's dumbass of the day.
But before that, I want to know about Grow Green, Stick.
Oh, well, make sure you go to growgreenmi.com today and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you because they're going to hook you up with a free t-shirt. It's going to be amazing, and they have all the grow products that you need. Whether you got a small grow or a big grow, they can take care of you. And if you're looking to start up a brand new grow and you need all the equipment, don't worry about those shipping costs. $50 flat rate shipping to anywhere in Michigan. But make sure you go to growgreenmi.com today to take advantage of their dank deals, or just shoot them a call. If you're bored today, actually save this number in your phone right now, 810-299-2900. Pick it up, call Grow Green, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you. Right, Joey?
PJ's the man over there, the entire squad.
PJ's that dog. All right, let's do Joey's dumbass of the day.
To present the award,
it is Joey.
It is time. Dumbass
To the day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
We talked about this earlier, so I actually had a different dumbass. And then we started talking about free agents, and I was like, I have to switch the dumbass because this has just been bothering me these last couple of days. And Corey talked about it earlier, how he's meeting with the Giants, and they just want to see how his hip is doing and how it ended in Detroit. His name is Kenny Golladay for turning down $18 to $19 million last year that the Detroit Lions offered him.
Yep. Well, that only cost him about $5 million a year.
Yep.
That's it.
This is him running from $18 million.
From money.
and then people are talking about, well, if he didn't want to be in Detroit, then blah, 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 blah. Whatever. He's probably going to be going to a team that is on the same part of Detroit, or if not worse. So he could have cashed in on the bag here.
Yep.
I truthfully want this to be a lesson to other athletes, to where it's like, when you get this opportunity, don't get so ahead of yourself because you don't know, you might get injured. So you got to take what is in front of you, even if you're not fully happy, because there's got to be something there behind this whole Kenny Golladay not accepting that offer, because now he's looking at probably 12 to $14 million and not 18 to 19.
Yep, that is a dumbass, man. I don't know what, I'd be so mad at myself if I cost myself $5 million just because of my ego, but what are you going to do? That is your dumbass of the day. Corey, you said before we go you got a couple breaking news stories?
Well, two small things. One, with the Patriots, they've made all their moves, and last year Patrick Chung opted out due to COVID-19.
Right.
This morning he announced his retirement.
Wow.
So Patrick Young has retired from the NFL. And one more bit of news. I know we don't really do wrestling too much on here, but me and Ed interviewed Eric Bischoff on our show, and this morning it was announced that he's going to be going to the WWE Hall of Fame. So Woodward Sports interviewed a WWE Hall of Famer.
Hey!
That's awesome.
And Scott Bischoff will be on today with Baligian and Bell. So yeah, we got a connection to the Bischoffs. We got to try to get him back on and congratulate him for that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him a text after the show.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for waking up with us. I cannot wait. The first four are here. NCAA brackets are here. Make sure you go to woodwardsports.com and click on brackets so you can fill out yours today. It's absolutely free. Worst thing that can happen is you win a toilet. That is literally the worst thing that can happen if you fill out a bracket.
I'm competing against Adam. I'm going to beat him to win that tournament.
So make sure you sign up right now and fill out that bracket before the games start. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day. Baligian and Bell up next.